It's Freestyle Friday!
Coming in hot with quick shots of inspiration on a variety of topics.
Today, we're going to talk about confidence, self-confidence, what gives us confidence. I think most people don't give themselves enough credit. They might label themselves. They might have a limiting belief. I'm not confident. I don't have high self-confidence. But when you dig in, you realize, I bet you are confident in things in your life. And so we really want to dig into that. Like, what gives us confidence? Whether you're confident as an athlete, as a student athlete, whether you're confident as a mom or a dad or a husband or wife, or you're confident in your business, or you're confident, maybe it's career, maybe you're confident in your health or in your relationships, or you're confident as a friend. Whatever that is, you've developed confidence in an area of your life. I promise you that. So then, how do we translate that into other areas? How do we become overall self-confident? Well, let's dive into what am I confident at and how did I get there? So I want to ask you, Sandy, when you think of confidence, like, what are you confident about?
There's a few things. You just mentioned friend. I'm a really good friend.
You are.
I'm just going to say that.
The best. You're my best friend.
You're my best friend. I'm a good friend. I always have been. I am really good at nurturing relationships and loving on people. And over the past couple years, I've really learned to protect my time. And I realize I pour so much into others and I don't always get that back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have protected my time and cut out toxic people and shifted the way I spend my time and energy, because I realize I'm a really good friend to have, and I'm preserving that energy for the people that can be a good friend to me back.
So how did you gain that confidence in that, I'm a really good friend? Any tangible tips? What'd you do? How'd you become a good friend?
It's in me. I don't know. It's part of my nature, but I am confident that I'm a good friend because I'm always told that by people.
Mm-hmm.
People write me notes. People write me cards. I get notes. I get gifts in the mail. I get constant recognition all the time from people in my life that are you've changed my life. You've saved my life. You've been there for me when no one else was. I've never had a friend like you. I feel like you're my sister. I get stuff like that all the time. It's kind of one of my superpowers.
Would you say you've spent a lot of time building relational equity, building friendships over your life?
Absolutely. My whole life has been building friendships.
Right.
Yes.
So the time spent. So I'm hearing a few things. One, you do feel like you may have a natural ability in a certain way to connect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a part of confidence, there is a certain naturalness. We all naturally have our gifts. And oftentimes we are most confident in those gifts, especially when we nurture it. But in hearing Sandy, she has spent a lot of time and energy. She puts forth a lot of energy towards those relationships. What's something else you feel confident in?
I feel very confident in helping people build their own e-commerce business, their own network marketing, their own social selling business. I feel very, very, very confident in doing that.
In helping coach people to success in that, or just whatever they want. So have you always felt confident in that?
No, I mean, I had to prove to myself that I was good at it first. But once I paved the way, I realized I can help other people do this, And so I feel confident in it because, I have proof. I have helped a lot of people, but a lot of people seek my counsel and leadership in it. And that builds my confidence to know people are looking for my advice or looking for my input. Does that make sense?
So underlying theme in both the friend and the coach, we'll call it, you're a great coach, business coach, network marketing leader, is the affirmation. So I hear you receive the affirmations from people. You're a great friend. You're a great coach. You're a great mentor. And so there's a cue, those positive affirmations. And it's amazing when we hear it from the outside. But I think, we've talked about this before. The most important narrative story you can tell yourself is what's inside, what's in your head. What stories are you telling yourself? Because I promise you, if you start telling yourself, I am confident in this, I am an amazing leader, I am an amazing business coach. It takes repetition, but those affirmations, that positive thinking is going to help you get there. Would you say you've put a lot of hours in? Would you say you have repetition in these areas?
Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. Endless amount of time and energy and like blood, sweat, and tears, like all of it. Like it has been a focus. And speaking of affirmations, it is something that I affirm.
Mm-hmm.
Every day when I do my affirmations, I have a whole list of things that I say, but one of them is every day I say, I am an incredible friend.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that I say is, I'm an incredible leader. I am a leader of a thriving global health and wellness business.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say those things and I constantly affirm that, because self-doubt can totally creep in. But if I'm constantly reaffirming the positive, that's how I stay in that confident mindset.
I think that's what it breaks down to. I think sometimes we get asked that question, like, where do you source your self-confidence from, or confidence in this or that? And, you know, in reflecting on it, and what I realize is we're all confident in something. So find what you're confident in. Let's just use the example. You're an awesome dad or mom. Like you are so confident in that. You're like, I friggin' kill it. Well, evaluate, like, how'd you become so confident in that? Maybe you cared a lot about it. You had passion for it, and you put a lot of time and energy and emotion and effort into it. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. I feel very confident. I'll use in fitness, in my physical body, because I've put from a very young age so much time and energy and effort into studying it, into, you know, being an athlete, into working at it, into understanding then in my older age, or, you know, as I became an adult, nutrition and what health means and how to utilize it all. And so that's just one facet of life, but you realize you build self-confidence from repetition, from being a student, from always looking to grow, it just really comes down to putting the reps in, and you will put the reps in when you're passionate about something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I hear that. That's fitness, that's health, that's physical vitality, that's CrossFit, your football, like that's all your physical stuff. What's something else you feel confident in?
I've developed confidence. I believe I have a strong business sense and acumen, and especially in within finance and investing and just an overall sense of business. I feel a strong sense of confidence there.
Cool. I love it.
And I think that comes back to, again, it's something that piqued my interest, and then it's something that I spent time, hours and hours and hours, you know, through formal education, through schooling, and then mastering it and getting my master's degree in it, and then going into almost a decade of it in finance, in business, and really being a student and putting the reps in. And you realize you don't become super confident or master something overnight, but it's over time, but you develop that. And so I think the biggest key, the biggest takeaway is if you don't feel confident in your life overall or confident in things, let's change the narrative. Like, let's tell ourselves we are confident in it. And you won't feel confident right away, but you'll start to develop it. You'll start to believe the stories that you're telling yourself, and let's make them positive. Let's make them empowering. But then two, figure out what you want to be confident in. And we got to get to work on it. We got to go put the reps in, because no one hops on a stage and is speaking and is like confident their first time. How do you become a good public speaker? Repetition. You just get up there and do it. Some people might naturally, you know, gravitate towards the stage versus others, but that's the number one fear, is public speaking. How do we do it? We do things like Toastmasters. And when I say we, I mean we as a people, not Sandy and I, but you do it, you practice it, you put in the man hours, you work through the reps to really gain confidence. How did Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan become so confident in their basketball game? They took way more shots than everyone else. They were in the gym before and after everyone else. And they were also affirming and visualizing that, hitting the game winner, taking the game winner 1,000 times in their mind. So when they're there on the court, game 7 in the NBA finals, and they got to make it happen, shoot, they've been there 1,000 times in the gym. They've been there 1,000 times in their mind, thousands and thousands. That's how we really gain the confidence, I think.
I love it. So we'd love to hear from you guys. What are you confident in? What are your strengths? And pay it forward to someone. Like, if someone's showing up in an incredible way in some area of their life, like, you should tell them. You should be like, I think you're really good at this. Like, you inspire me in this way. Like, imagine if we all did more of that, and we're all just spreading love and light and compliments. Like, we need more of that goodness.
I forget who said it, but they're like, people will forget what you said. People will even forget what you did. but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And when you can pay someone a compliment, they remember that. When you flash them a smile, pay them a compliment, heartfelt, like it's a game changer.
I love it.
Go pay it forward today.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, y'all.
Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible.
So remember, you are magnetic.